Thank you, Brody. Next up, we have Micah Dyer with Jaws, The Danger of What Lies Beneath. Micah is the Director of Business Development for Legacy Air. He has been in the industry for 6 years, and this is his second RIF talk. Please help me welcome Micah back up to the stage.
Thank you. How's everybody doing? Awesome. There is about as many people as there was last year. It's perfect. Everyone was wondering if I wanted there to be more people, and honestly, I like it when it's just like 4 people. It's like a little family. I feel like you guys have watched me grow on this stage. So, for those of you who don't know me, sorry, I presented last year on what is widely known as the earliest account of facilities management. After my presentation, tons of people kept coming up to me and saying that they liked my presentation, but they were just hoping that I could find an example of maybe something in this century that I could apply facilities management to. So I spent this last year looking for some historical examples of facilities management, but maybe within this last 100 years. So I spoke with historians, I spoke with theologians, philosophers, and mathematicians. I even spoke with some of Hollywood's most influential players. In fact, it was these Hollywood legends that turned me on to a very little-known secret. You see, in 1975, Steven Spielberg directed an American thriller called Jaws. What most people don't know, however, is that when this movie was first developed for the silver screen, it was actually called HVAC. The original screenplay was actually written by a retired facilities manager who was describing some of his experiences in the industry. But after months of shooting the film, the studios decided to change the direction based on what they thought the audience would like. I, however, was able to find the original filmed version of HVAC, and I have to say, it's even more action-packed than the theatrical version. And of course, it carries a message that I think we can all learn from today. So let's go ahead and dive into this movie. It starts off when a customer complains of an HVAC issue. Once the vendor arrives on scene and diagnoses the situation, he finds that a young woman was killed by an aging air conditioner and that it needs to be replaced. He puts a quote together and he sends his findings off to the facilities manager. Now, this facilities manager doesn't want to have to worry about replacing the air conditioning unit. The busy season is coming up and it will just be too much to take on such a large and expensive repair. Instead, he asks the vendor to go and just make what little repairs necessary to keep this unit running. Now, the vendor doesn't approve of this, but he has no choice but to do what he's asked. A few $1,000s later, there's customers enjoying a nice day on the beach with their families. Everyone is happy and unaware of the air conditioning unit that desperately needs to be replaced. And then it happens. The air conditioner goes on the fritz again, this time taking the life of little Timmy. Pretty bad. I told you. Customers are angry. They want their money back. They want their meals comped. The facility manager decides that he's already spent a few $1,000s trying to keep this unit running. Even if he ends up spending a couple thousand more, it'll still be less than replacing the whole thing. So yet again, he asks that we make what little repairs necessary to get it running. Now, it's in the middle of the busiest season. The HVAC unit has been running smoothly for a few months, and it looks like the facilities manager's risky move paid off. But wouldn't you know it, right at the worst time possible, the unit fails again. The carnage is unimaginable. People die, businesses lost, customers are leaving nasty reviews on Yelp. It's time to face the music and get this unit replaced. So the vendor gets all of his materials ready for a typical install and sets out to replace this unit. And it's important to point out that during the busy season for the customer, it's also the busy season for the vendor, and even the busy season for manufacturers. It's hard to pull together all the equipment needed, all the labor, and do it as fast as possible. Such hasty work leads to complications when wrestling with this unit and trying to replace it. It's a huge mess. It's now tens of thousands of dollars later, and this unit has finally been put to rest. I could probably come up with some elegant moral to the story, but I think the point is best made when the vendor says this.
I wish they would have saved money and replaced this unit earlier instead of when it's hot as a...
That's it for me. Thank you, guys.